Hello humans! First off, I'm sorry for this messy video and this messy everything. I'm a total mess right now. My holidays have just started but I haven't had any time to do anything, but never mind. I'm here today to give you guys a review of the book Call Me By Your Name by Andrei Aciman. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but I'm sure all of you know this book, or at least the movie to it, because the movie has gotten quite a lot of hype. Call Me By Your Name should be a rather familiar name right now. Anyways, I'm going to give you a review to this today since I finished this book 2 days ago and I had so many feelings and I just need to get it all out of my system. Tiny warning before you start off, I'm a total mess at the moment. As I already mentioned, my hair is a total mess. I didn't even think I put makeup on properly or anything, and this video is just filmed sometime at night. I don't even know. And I don't have any notes to this book. I just have like a lot of quotes. But other than that, I don't really have any notes to this book. I just have a lot of feelings, and I'm not even sure whether this will be a spoiler review or not because I don't freaking know what I'm going to tell you right now. I just have a lot of feelings about this book. I need to get them out somehow. So I'm doing this now. So I'm sorry if you don't understand. It's okay, I don't understand either. First and foremost and most importantly, I gave this book 5 stars on Goodreads. Beginning of the book, like it's divided into 4 parts, and the first 3 parts were very enjoyable, very special. I felt the first 3 parts were a solid 4 stars. Very enjoyable to read, very interesting to read. Especially at times I just couldn't put the book down. But it was the last part. It was the part 4 of this book which really, I don't even know how to say what this did to me. I don't have the words for it. But the 4th part like undid me. It transformed the entire story for me, and it really got under my skin. That's why I've had so many weird sort of feelings these last couple of days ever since I finished it. I just didn't know what to do with myself really, because I just had all these emotions and I don't really know what I'm feeling. It's just there's a lot of it. I also read this book in a very special manner. Especially part 2, I always read in between watching TV shows, especially watching Skam, which is this Norwegian TV show which is quite well known around the world, and I watched Skam season 2 and 3, and in between I read Call Me By Your Name. And if you know Skam and if you know Call Me By Your Name, so I was like watching Skam season 3 and then I was reading Call Me By Your Name, like the ending of the 2nd part, and it was super intense. And whoa, I have like so many feelings, and I feel like I'm talking really fast, and I'm so sorry. Freaking hell, I need to get my shit together. Okay, this book is unique. That's the only word I know for it, because I love this book so much because it's so special. It's unlike anything I have ever read before, and really the way it's written, like it has like a lot of sexual sensual scenes in this book. Like it hits you out of nowhere. I'm not kidding, and at times it's really hilarious because of that, because you get like this really poetic writing style, because you have to see that Elio is really smart. So, and it's written out of his perspective, so he's like this smart dude at 17, like so much smarter than anyone I know, and he knows so many things. So he's very poetic, and he has this very poetic way of thinking, and then there are lots of artists and a lot of that stuff in there. And you can like start a page or even a sentence off with like a great artist or musician or like something like that, or something really poetic, and then it kind of ends in apricot. Like, what? I just couldn't believe it. Not in a negative way, but I was just reading it and it was really poetic, but then like these really sexual scenes just got in there, and I was just like reading the poetic stuff, and out of nowhere, like apricot, or how much he kind of wants to have Oliver take him, or stuff like that. It's like that's thrown in there. Like it makes sense, it totally makes sense. I don't know, I couldn't imagine this book being written in any other way. It's written in this really special manner, and I feel like the entire story is so incredibly special and unique and true. I feel like this book is honest in a way that many other books aren't. Just love story in here. It felt so incredibly honest with everything that happens, and I really loved it about it. And I feel like you don't really see this honesty in other books as much. I feel like it doesn't really have a place in other books, like in YA fantasy books or stuff. Like, they do have a lot of romance, but they don't focus on romance. And this is really a romance novel, and YA fantasy is not. So I feel like the fantasies, all the books behind me, they don't have this honesty and love in there, because I feel like it just doesn't have a place in YA or in general in any of the books really behind me. But this book really needed this honesty, and this honesty just added to the story so much. With the writing style, with this honesty, with the ending, which totally freaking destroyed me. It's just all in all such a special story, and it managed to really get under my skin. And I don't know why. I don't get why it got under my skin so much, because there are like so many things in this book which I don't understand, because you have heard the way I've read it, so I wasn't always 100% there, but still I just didn't understand everything in this book, and still it just managed to get under my skin in such a strong sense, because the ending and the way they kind of went on to live their lives, it made me so sad. And I just did not know what to do with myself. I just read it, and I couldn't help but feel such tremendous grief for their love, and how they just couldn't really pursue it. Because what I think is the really sad thing for me in this book is that they just didn't get an ending. Like, they didn't get a chance to see what this could be, what this could flourish to, and how it could end. It just stopped, because they just, like, Oliver went away, and then they called and like wrote letters, but at some point it just stopped, and it wasn't the same. And then they see each other after like 20 years or something, and I just couldn't take it. Personally, I always hate when you make like this huge time jump, when you like follow someone's story over 200 pages in the present, and then the last like 30 pages are just them of the future. I cannot stand it. It makes me feel so vulnerable. It makes me feel so sad, and it gives me the biggest existential crisis ever. I just cannot take it. But I thought it was like it had a place in there. But I feel like the ending had to be that way, even though I really hate it, because it hurts me so much to see how my characters are when they're old, because I'm so used to them being so young and so full of life, and then they're just older, and all of this life is just gone, and they're just drained in a way, and I just can't. I cannot handle that. You cannot, like, when you see someone so full of life and the very next page they're just empty, and it makes me really emotional. I just can't. I cannot stand it. And in a way that was the case in this book, because the way they talk to each other in the ending, and the way they just exist, and I mean they're not like that sad in a sense, because they are sort of filled with regret, and I don't know, and the way Elio speaks about his life literally being like a coma unless he's with Oliver and stuff, and I was crying the entire time, so might be that I understood something wrong, but the way I read it was just heartbreaking, and I just couldn't. I still can't. Because of the ending, I don't think that I'm ever going to reread Call Me By Your Name, because it would be just too ironic for me to take, because if you were to reread Call Me By Your Name, you'd basically be Elio in the ending, how he thinks back on this summer and all the events of the summer and when did it start, when whatever, well this and that, and it would be heartbreaking. It'd be so heartbreaking, and I think I'm going to cry now. I'll just better not reread this book ever. But it means so much to me, and I cannot explain it. I mean, I'm horrible, this review is a mess. But I really feel like I'm going to really love the movie. And the movie I might be able to rewatch. Because my friend said that they handled the ending a bit differently. So, with a different ending, I might be... Like, not to say that they should have changed the ending, absolutely not. It was perfect the way it was. But if the movie just dealt with the ending in a different way, I might be able to rewatch it again and again. And I mean, I have seen snippets and I'm totally in love with the actors, like Timothy and Armie. I mean, I've seen a lot of interviews and I just love them, and I feel like they're absolutely perfect for this role. And I really hope that Call Me By Your Name wins Best Picture at the Oscars and that Timothy wins, because no, I have not seen the movie yet, but I know that he's going to be perfect. I know it. I think I'm going to freaking love the movie because I freaking love the book, but I cannot really look at the book without getting totally emotional. My love for this book is just unique. I love this book in a completely different way than I have ever loved any other book before. It's not the same way I loved The Six of Crows duology or Harry Potter or a Cassandra Clare book. It's just not the same way. My love for this book is... I don't even know. It's so strange. I can hardly even look at the book. And honestly, I don't know if you're just smarter after this review, but here you go. Enjoy. I think I'm going to die. Oh, okay. Let's just finish this off. This was my review to Call Me By Your Name by Andre Ackman, whatever his name is. I don't even know if you could have enjoyed this in any way because it was so messy, but please feel free to comment how you liked the book if you've read it. You can also tell me if the movie's any good, but I've only heard great things from it, so do whatever you want to, you know. And I'm sorry for this mess, but I need sleep. Thank you very much for watching. If you made it till this point, then oh my god, congratulations! Goodbye! My heart is black as can be. Your heart is brighter than the